Still here.
A Bellum?
Yep.
Okay. Well, let's get into it then. Last week's session, you guys were on the road to Timefell. You guys had your cart in tow and you had set up camp for the night. And the first watch took the first watch. And lucky for them, they noticed a few sets of glowing eyes out in the woods. And you guys were ambushed by these fiery, devilish hounds that came after you. And at first, they were kind of going for most of you guys, but eventually they started to hone in on Cinder, which is when things started to go downhill, because you made fairly quick work of the hounds, but then this giant shadowy creature emerged and started wailing on you guys, eventually leading to Cinder being grappled and unconscious, and this monster dimension dooring away after being entangled by Philia. You guys ran after this thing, and eventually a portal door opened that it had cast and was taking Cinder through there. Eric, in a desperate attempt, jumped on and exploded one of his bombs on this creature, but it did not succeed at freeing Cinder, and Eric and Cinder were taken through this portal. Philia tried to help, and at first was unsuccessful. Meanwhile, Teak was unconscious, and Gustav was going to rescue her as this fire was spreading closer and closer to her unconscious body. Pretty much at this point, in a moment of desperation, Philia turned to her ring and tried to communicate with Ashina. And after a tense conversation, Philia agreed to submit to Ashina's will in order to help Cinder and Eric out of this portal with this beast. At which point she flew in, kind of her skin started to change, and this creature was riding upon Philia's back and eventually fought off this other monster, while Cinder and Eric and Philia managed to escape. And that's pretty much where we left off. Cinder and Eric are outside the portal now with Philia, and you have Gustav, who's just dragged Teak's unconscious body out of these flames. Are Eric and Cinder both unconscious too, right?
I think I was unconscious, but Eric, no, Cinder wasn't.
I was definitely unconscious.
Yeah, I think you guys both knocked unconscious and thrown out of the portal. So we have Gustav at the other end of the map with an unconscious Teak, and Philia with an unconscious Eric and Cinder. And that's where we will pick up today. It's currently nighttime, pretty late in the night in the dark forest. And yeah, Philia, Gustav, what's going on? What are you guys doing?
I would like to drag Teak to a safe distance from the fire and then look back to the others to see what's going on there.
They're pretty far away at this point, and it's dark and nighttime out. So you actually can't make any sort of visible confirmation of them, but you are free to call out to them. I believe Philia calling something out last week.
Yes.
What did you call out?
I think I was just yelling at Cinder.
Okay. So I mean, you've heard some yelling and commotion and things like that, Gustav, but your priority was getting Teak to safety, which you have done.
Right. She's stable, right?
She is stable. She's taken some damage from the flames, but she's stable.
Alright, if I can, I would like to pick her up and go in the direction of the others.
What's your current status ailment? You're fatigued, or?
I am fatigued for 22 more rounds, and in that state I have 14 strength.
What all does it do again?
Just lowers my strength and dex by 2, and I can't do a full round action, I can only do a standard.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you probably have some difficulty and you're moving slow, but you could carry her. It's going to take you a hot minute because you're moving at half speed carrying her, but half speed of your slow speed.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, you're pretty much wounded and tired, and like you've got Teak strung over your shoulders, like carrying her. You're kind of limping along through this battlefield towards Philia, or in the direction you last heard Philia, I should say.
Right.
Philia, what are you doing?
Philia's not strong enough to carry everyone, so she's just gonna plop down and she's gonna make herself look normal.
You're gonna make yourself look normal, eh? Which
Who's a bat? I'm not a bat.
Which normal is this?
Normal Philia with the trees.
Okay. So you make yourself look like old Philia. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
I think she'll also like overcompensate. It'll be like a more extravagant like looking Philia with like a nicer mask, with like nicer clothes.
Give yourself some extra flowers and bloom.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And are you just kind of sitting there waiting for Gustav, or what? What's your plan?
More of just like I'll collapse along the ground along with both of them.
Okay. So you pretty much collapse from exhaustion just next to them?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Gustav, I mean, it takes you a while, but eventually you kind of stagger through the woods, and you come upon Philia kind of like leaned up against a tree, just kind of looking haggard and exhausted, and then you see an unconscious Eric and Cinder kind of on the ground, limp next to each other.
I will quickly, but trying to not hurt her anymore, put Teak down and then rush over to the others.
Okay.
Is everyone
you
alright?
set her down.
Yes, everybody's fine.
What the hell's happened?
I can't really say. There was a portal that was opening to some sort of fiery plane.
What are you talking about? Where's that thing?
What is what thing?
Well, weren't we fighting something, yeah? We was all
Yeah.
rushing after the thing what had Cinder.
It Cinder said something about recognizing it from the dream that he had when he had died. It was probably trying to bring him back somewhere. But it's okay now. Everything's back to normal.
Right, but how?
Let's leave that for when the rest wake up. We all seem pretty exhausted for today.
Alright. Are we safe at least?
How much longer is left of night?
Quite a bit. It's probably it's probably like around midnight or so. So it's not that late. I mean, it's late, but
How
you
many
guys don't know.
watches would there be left?
I mean, the first watch didn't even actually finish their watch. There'd be another shift left.
I'll do the last shift. And then Cinder can... What's the point of doing watch? It's not like we can protect ourselves if something happens. See the danger?
As I've been talking with Philia, could I have been like looking over Eric and Cinder and make sure they're like breathing and stuff? Like I'm not a doctor, but I'm, you know.
Yeah. You look them over and they're breathing and alive, if not pretty beat up, but you know.
Well, if you think we're safe, Philia, I suppose I can one at a time bring you all back to camp, and we'll try to get him back as best we can. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Alright.
Eric will, Philia will help with Eric because he's the lightest one.
Okay.
Wait,
So,
me and Willow can work on Eric.
Yeah,
We'll double team.
please take a little time and you know, round everyone up who's unconscious and kind of take them back to the camp that you have set up. What else are you guys doing once you get back to camp?
I'll take rest of the watch. You try and get some rest, Philia.
Sounds good. Philia will kind of like go into a corner with Pip and Willow and just like sleep next to them and then like just slowly during the night tell them everything that happened.
With Pip and Willow?
With Pip and Willow.
Okay. So you find a nice little corner with Pip and Willow and settle down for the night. Gustav?
On my watch, could I check on like the cart and the horse? Were they like at all attacked?
Yeah, you walk over to the cart and the horse, and you know the horse is still tied up and everything. They look like they're pretty fine.
Nice.
Not much of an issue.
I guess during my watch, since I imagine it takes longer than 5 minutes, right?
Yes.
I'll use my level 5 feat and recover 20 hit points.
Yes.
Jesus. Okay.
I imagine it's just sort of watching my wounds close, just as they have before.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it goes along with the rest of your stuff, and yeah, your wounds kind of close up. You notice, like you have some blood like dripping out from different places, and it kind of is like rewinding time almost, and the blood kind of like sucks back up, and the wounds close up a bit.
Make a note of it, and I'm gonna try to stay up as late as I can, but if anyone rouses from their state, I'll go check on them.
Okay. So Philia curls up in a nice corner. You guys set up camp for the night. Gustav is staying up as late as he can, and eventually, like 20 minutes or so into your watch, Gustav, a light rain starts to fall, and in the distance you see flashes in the sky as lightning cracks down into the earth in the distance, followed by some thunderous booms a few moments later. And eventually you start to realize that the thunder is getting, the time between the lightning and the thunder is getting shorter, as in the thunder is getting closer.
Right.
But probably an hour or so in, a Cinder starts to kind of rouse from his unconscious state. You notice the rustling of Cinder off in the distance, kind of waking up.
Go over to him. You alright?
Oh, we've got a massive headache.
I'll bet.
What the hell happened?
I don't exactly know. I sort of went out of it early on. When I came to, fight was still going. You was in the
Where's
clutches
Eric?
of some. He's right there. It's fine. Everyone's fine. I went back for Teak. Actually, I imagine the fire burned itself out.
I mean, yeah, the fire wasn't super close to you guys. I mean, it was close enough. But yeah, it kind of died out. Like, once it got to around where Teak was, there wasn't a lot of brush or anything anymore. And the fire started to die out. But then also the rain came and finished it off pretty much. So there's just a kind of smoke pillar in the distance, not far from you guys. But I mean, kind of lets people know where you are, I guess. Not that they know you're next to the fire.
I went back for Teak, and when I came to see what was going on with you three, it was just Philia. She said everything was fine, but she didn't really seem to want to talk about it. I let it go.
I don't know how the hell we got out of there. We were pretty trapped. Eric and I, that is. We're trapped in the portal. Philia must have done something to get us out.
So there really was a portal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Philia was saying something about your nightmare was the thing we was fighting.
Yeah. We might have to. Might have to just wait until everyone's aroused. Rather, roused. And let everyone know what's. At least what I think is going on. It has something to do with these, though, and I hold out the cards.
You don't think if we chuck 'em, that thing will leave us alone?
It might, but I look down at the cards. These are tied to my father somehow. So I don't think I really want to.
Yeah. Alright.
I'll explain more when everyone's around. I don't care to repeat it a few times.
It's alright, but look up at the rain. If this rain gets any harder, everyone might be roused a bit quicker. I was hoping.
Did I regain full hit points, or am I just at 1?
You're out 1.
Lovely. I think I need more rest anyway. How long was I out for?
Not too long. Say about an hour or so.
Alright. Where's Philia?
Whatever happened. Oh, right over there.
Why does she look so different?
What do you mean?
What does she look like? She disguised herself as something again, didn't she?
Yeah, but
When
someone
she's
fell
asleep-
asleep, so like,
Yeah, when she's asleep, it disappears. So.
What do you mean? And I look over and then
Yeah, he's
suddenly-
like, shit, she's a bat.
Yeah, pretty much. You saw her normal earlier, Gustav, and then like Cinder wakes up and sees her, and then he's like, "What the hell's wrong with Philia?" And then yeah, you look over and Philia's. Yeah, I mean she's essentially almost like a bat person. It's weird because she still has like kind of feathers in certain places. Like she used to, but they're all black now, and then like her wings, instead of being these leafy twigs and stuff, are this, yeah, they're kind of like leathery bat wings, all dark.
What? It's not what she looked like.
She's got little fangs now. But yeah, she's huddled up with Pip and Willow under a tree somewhere.
You think that's how she done it? How she beat that thing?
Oh, I don't know. She must have done something pretty outrageous. That thing was hitting like a wagon.
Right. I suppose. this might be why she didn't want to talk about it. I mean, if she's still like us when she's sleeping, maybe I think she's stuck this way.
She does tend to go back to her natural form when she sleeps, right?
I mean, I thought so.
Maybe. Well, I'm glad everyone's alright. What, And you went back for Teak?
Yeah. Eric was the one who told me what was going on. So I'm glad you're alright, but if you can, I think you should probably try and get some sleep. I'll do what I can to keep the others dry.
I think I need a bit more rest.
Right. Glad you're still here, Cinder.
I smile, and this is the perfect moment to say something.
Okay.
I have it written somewhere. Quickly find it.
I cast Power Word Kill on Gustav.
Our kill scroll. I've been saving it since the beginning of the game.
I say. Actually, I just nod. I nod back at Gustav. I'll save it. I'll save it for the prime moment.
You see Cinder fumbling through his pouch looking for a piece of paper and then pulls it out and looks at it and puts it away and then just nods and doesn't say anything. It's very weird and strange. But
I nod back, and I'm gonna see if I can gently move some of the others, like more under the canopy, to try to get them a little less soaked.
okay. So Cinder, you're gonna go try and find a dry place to sleep.
Yeah.
Do any of you have tents or anything?
Have a hammock.
No.
I have a bedroll.
Okay. Gosh, I guess you guys weren't very well prepared for this journey.
I have a cot that I can sleep under.
You could do that.
I have a
Except for all
horn.
the muddy water. Okay. Well, that's great. You have a horn.
Really appreciate that alchemy box.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, Cinder, I guess, decides to sleep under the cart for the night. And, Gustav, you go to start moving Teak. And as you do, you notice she's like a little bit stuck. Like the mud around her is already kind of wet. And, she's sunk in just like a little bit, you know, she's a bit heavier. She's muscle bound. And as you try and move her, she rouses from her slumber a bit. And like Teak, as you wake up, you can feel the mud kind of smeared over your skin and stuff, and the rain coming down on you and it washing away some of the blood and stuff from your wounds.
Teak blinks as she feels the mud and dirt on her skin, and she realizes once again the dirt has kept her safe. The dirt has saved her. She knew it would. But as she kind of blinks up, she sees through the rain, kind of like shields her eyes. Does she see Gustav standing over her?
Mm-hmm.
I think she, after seeing Gustav, she'll probably kind of remember like what exactly happened and the fact that she passed out while fighting. and I think she's going to try to sit up fast. But it'll probably hurt because I assume she's still covered in burns.
Yeah, I mean, you sit up fast and like a multitude of things happen. You have different wounds and burns that all kind of start to get sharp pains in them as you sit up. And at the same time, like you've been unconscious on the ground, so you sit up too quickly and the blood rushes from your head and you feel like lightheaded and everything.
He kind of winces in pain. She's Teak hurt. What? Gustav, friend, what happened?
Oh, we don't exactly know, Teak, but you should try and take it easy. You seem to have been through a lot.
Teak looks down at her body. Teak, why Teak? Why Teak covered in fire marks?
I think at some point during the fight, fire broke out. Maybe from those dogs, yeah? Must have gone down and fire spread to you.
Oh. Okay. Teak, not remember. Teak must have passed out in fire. And friend not able to get to her. And she kind of thinks to herself, yes, of course. It's not like they left me there and the fire consumed me. They were working the whole time to get me out in a hurry and it was just too dangerous. And they got me out eventually. She thinks that to herself and she nods and she decides that she's going to, Gustav was trying to pull her further under a tree, correct?
Yeah.
Alright, I think she will try her best to get herself up and then go under the tree herself and kind of prop herself up so that she's still sitting on the ground, but her upper half is leaned up against this tree.
Yeah, okay. Takes you a little bit.
starts-
You kind of limp over to the tree.
Yeah, she starts rubbing the cold, nice mud on her burns to soothe them.
I'll offer to help if she'll take it.
Teak nods and hands Gustav a handful of mud. Just like... Teak back covered in burns. It's like putting aloe vera on a really bad sunburn, right? Worse.
Not really knowing what I'm doing, but I do what I can to assist.
And soon Teak is covered in mud and feels a little bit better, I would say. If not actually from the psychological benefit that dirt gives her. And then she will, Philia, Eric, are they? And she looks around for them.
Everyone's fine, but Leah is a bit different. I think she's a bit upset with things. She didn't tell me before, but when she went to sleep, she looks like this now.
Teak looks over and she kind of furrows her brows. She would go over to sniff Philia, but right now she does recognize she's a little too sore, a little too weak. So she categorizes it in her brain to sniff up Philia like the creep she is later. And she nods.
Can at least catch a glimpse of her appearance.
Do you need help from Teak bringing friends under tree?
I think I've got it. I mean, you should probably rest, Teak.
Teak be back on first watch soon, but Teak need break, you right. And she kind of closes her eyes and leans against the tree and kind of sighs. She tries to maybe not necessarily go back to sleep, but just sit there and rest. Let the dirt work its magic.
Sure. So yeah, you help Teak out Gustav and then eventually pick up old Eric and prop him up against the tree. He doesn't really wake up or anything. He's not yet. So your goal is to after you get that done to stay awake for as long as you can for the night?
Yes.
Okay. Why don't you make me a fortitude save?
Nice.
Okay, yeah. At this point, I mean, I'd say that you could stay awake the whole night if you wanted to,
I shall. For the
but
watch.
you will have some downsides.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Well, I'm imagining it's not like I die, so...
No, but you're currently fatigued, right?
No, that ends after 5 minutes, roughly.
Okay. Well, if you're going to stay up the whole night, you will end up being fatigued. If that's
That is okay. No blood rage for tomorrow.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. So yeah, I mean, you kind of stay awake for the whole night, and the rain doesn't seem to be letting up. The storm is massive, and it's like it's cloudy enough in Cairn already, but it's hard to see where the storm even actually is at the moment. But pretty much throughout the whole night, it just keeps raining and thundering, and everything's like waterlogged at this point. The mud is just filling up with pools of water around you, and some of the rivers nearby, the small creeks and stuff, are like overflowing. And very early in the morning, probably when there's just like a little bit of sunlight coming over the crest of the horizon, you see Eric kind of tossing and turning in his sleep. Looks like
Go
he's
over to him.
having a rough time. Yeah, I mean, you walk over to him and he's maybe even like mumbling a couple things in his sleep. You can't really make it out, but it looks like he might be having a nightmare or a dream or something. Doesn't look comfortable though.
I'll put my hand on his shoulder and try to jostle him out of it.
All right, Eric. You're kind of jostled from your slumber, Eric. You're unconscious, and the last thing you really remember is this giant monster thing, and like seeing into this fiery hell chasm, and like all this fucked up stuff. And like as you awaken, Eric, all that stuff kind of flashes through your head, leaving a just kind of ominous feeling over you.
He'll probably like wake up like, you know when they do like that big breath and then like they start like panting?
Yeah.
And then he'll probably like blink his eyes like several times and like catch his breath and like look around.
Yeah, you look around and you see it's raining, there's thunder and lightning, and it's darker than usual, and Gustav is kind of there in front of you. It takes you like a moment to focus in on him, telling you easy.
Where are we?
We're back at
Gustav.
camp. Everyone's fine.
How?
I think. I'll look over to Philia. I think Philia did something. She looks different now, but when I finally got to where you all were, that thing was gone, and Philia was the only one still conscious.
Eric's like probably still laying down, but he's gonna like turn his head, and if he can't look up and see her, he's probably gonna sit up.
It's dark. Like you could kind of see the silhouette of Philia, but it's hard to make out any distinct features without getting up and getting closer.
Yeah, he'll probably like sit up.
Okay. Yeah, you sit up and like try and get a better look at Philia. You might have to get closer though, just as with your human vision.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, what do you mean? What happened to Julia?
What you don't see? Oh, yeah. I can help, but we should probably let her rest as best we can.
He'll nod and then like maybe like grab hold of like Gustav's hand or arm or whatever, and then like quietly make his way over.
Yeah, Gustav helps you up and you take a peek. Yeah, and you can kind of see this strange, dark Philia kind of curled up, her wings at her back. Like the foliage and shrubage and all that stuff is kind of gone. It's mostly just like dark feathers left in these kind of leathery wings, but they're currently kind of like furled up on her back.
I think Eric's face is gonna be, it's gonna like change from like being confused to like a more serious expression.
I mean,
And I
she's
think
fine.
like he's not gonna say anything, but like inside he's gonna be like, he's gotta like find something to fix this. Like you can
Okay.
tell he's like deep in thought or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you get over there and kind of become somewhat unresponsive and just stare for a bit at Philia.
Oh, sleep. What?
What? Yeah, Eric's just staring at you while you're asleep, like a creep.
I can't respond.
No, you can't.
I mean, she's fine, Eric. She was talking and everything. I think she was even eyeing a new look from me when I first found her, so she still seemed like Philia.
He's gonna like snap out of his like weird zoned out thing and just be like, that's good, but we need to fix this.
I mean, as far as we know, it's just what she does, yeah? When she first said she came from another plane or whatever, I didn't really believe her, to be honest, but apparently you all saw a similar portal to another plane last night, so maybe she was telling the truth, yeah? This is just what happens.
He's gonna like think back to when like he first met Philia, and like out of all of the disguises she's had, she's never changed like her main bush disguise to like this before, and he's like, no, something's not right. We need to fix this now.
Alright, I think we should let her rest for now, yeah?
Eric will not. Oh, right, of course.
How are you?
I think he's gonna like point over to where they were sitting before, or maybe somewhere out of the rain, and like try and get like Gustav to help him walk over.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys walk over to a little spot out of the rain under the trees.
He's gonna like forget that you asked him like how he was doing, but like he seems to be fine.
And what, you just stand there and stare at the goose
So like he's just gonna sit down and get like comfortable because he's like tired.
You need more rest, Eric?
Is he well rested or is he like just completely out of it?
You're still pretty beat up.
Eric will nod. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I should rest a bit more. Gustav, have you been awake this whole time?
I'm fine. You don't need to worry about me. I'll sleep when things are settled.
Gustav, just go to bed.
Rather not give up my post, yeah?
Eric's gonna laugh. He's gonna look around and be like, I think we're pretty good. For now, don't you think? Not much worse that can happen, right? We should rest. You're no
Yeah.
good to us, huh? Just sleep.
Right. Yeah, alright.
Eric will nod. And then try and get comfortable on the ground. Wondering how Teak does this every time.
Alright. Eric gets comfortable and eventually falls back asleep. Gustav, are you gonna sleep too, or?
Nah, I was lying.
Damn.
I would like to use a scroll called Power Word Kill.
Fair. Okay. So everyone, except for Gustav, ends up sleeping through the night, getting a long rest. So you get your spells and your hit points back and everything, and eventually, early in the... Yes?
Sorry to interrupt the flow, Mr. DM. But as a level 2 witch, I believe I get a patron spell.
Oh, you got level 2 witch now?
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can just give that to me at some point, but just letting you know.
Wow. Only you let me know earlier. Oh, piece of shit. Okay. Where was it? Sorry, everyone gets a long rest except for Gustav. So you get your hit points and your spells back. And sometime early in the morning, you guys all kind of wake. Gustav, I don't know if you're sitting down or you're going to pretend you were asleep too, or what your plan is, but you kind of start to see the rest of the group rouse from their slumber. It's still raining, still thundering.
Yeah, I think I would, given my conversation with Eric, like be leaned up against a tree and then pretend to be sleeping, and then when enough people are like rousing, I'll get up to check on everyone.
Gotcha.
Ophelia will
That
try
Power
to
Word
like.
Kill didn't work?
You need to be a level 2 witch for that.
Damn it.
Yeah, so you guys all kind of wake up rouse from your slumber. It's
And it's
raining,
Okay, still storming.
thundering, yeah, storming.
How you all feeling?
Teak feeling better. And she smiled at Eric, and you notice that Eric is covered in so much mud.
Eric is also covered in the rainy mud.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
Most of you are.
Aye. Much better.
Gustav?
Philia looks great.
Gustav, how is Gustav feeling?
Feeling great, Teak?
Teak narrows her eyes. Does he look great?
Gustav looks like he got run over by a wagon.
He does not look great. I mean, what's your hit points out right now and stuff?
54 out of 63.
Okay, he's like a little beat up. Just a couple like scratches, but
And how
does look a
tired
little
does he
tired.
look? Oh, okay.
I'm wearing a helmet, dog.
Oh shit, you're right out. How tired does your voice sound, Gustav?
Not tired at all.
Teak narrows her eyes. Gustav, did you sleep at all?
I rested a bit, but was on watch.
Then you sleep in cart as we travel and we watch you.
Bareback.
Hurry back.
Hurry back.
And I suppose that'll work. We heading out then?
That's what Tika suit. And then she's gonna turn and she's going to see Philia. Okay, changes. And Philia's awake?
Yeah, she's awake,
Philia,
but
what-
she's made herself look like normal Philia again. She has no mud on her.
Philia, Teak
Yes.
Philia last night, and Philia look, and that's when Teak's gonna kind of like he's just gonna walk up to Philia and then take a big sniff to try to hopefully break through the scent of the rain and smell to see if Philia's smell has changed.
Okay, make me a survival check.
We'll see. First check of the day.
Nice.
You can't exactly put your finger on it, and it's very subtle. I guess the rain and such is throwing off your nose just a little bit. Even though she's not muddy, she doesn't look muddy. You can smell like some of the mud and stuff on her, but there is a slight difference in her smell, her odor.
Your concern is admirable, but I assure you everything is fine. Nothing's... I think that we all should just carry on, let Gustav sleep. I think we're all well rested and able to travel. And Philia will kind of like look to Pip and Willow, who she told the story to. Right, guys? Quack, quack?
Yeah, pretty much. So just stare.
Teak looks at.
Gonna stare at Philia.
Yeah, Teak's also looking at Philia, but she is, but she'll let this slide, and so she'll nod, and she'll be like, okay, Philia, you can talk to friends. Teak, know that now. You can talk to friends if need us. Right?
I appreciate that.
Eric's just gonna keep staring at Philia.
And with that, Teak is going to stretch a little bit try to feed Beak because Beak can't hunt in these conditions, and go about her usual morning business. Sharpen the claws a little, mark some trees, get her shit together.
Okay.
Roast up some of the bear for breakfast.
Yeah, some of that
All right.
bear, yeah.
Yeah, you get the bear going on the fire. Anyone else doing anything in particular, or just you guys kind of going about your
staring at
normal?
Celia.
Okay, you just continue to stare at Philia until she's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Are there any flowers around this area?
Some. I don't know. They're not very pretty flowers or anything.
Philia will kind of like go around and still collect some of them.
Okay, this whole time, you can't help but sense Eric's eyes just like following you as you look around and gather flowers.
Do you need something?
I think he's gonna like look over to the side and then maybe like ask Philia to follow him.
Yes, of course. Philia will kind of like waddle and follow along.
He's gonna like sigh when they like get up to the side and then be like, what did you do?
Well, what are you talking about?
He's gonna be like, look, I know this stuff makes you uncomfortable, but you have to tell us what's changed so we can fix it.
I told you about during the resurrection that I saw a god, correct? Back
I will
when.
nod.
Have you heard of Ashina? Or the Ashen Conclave that we've talked to?
Eric will nod.
That is the god. During that night, I asked once more for her help.
And she just gave it to you?
There were some things I had to let go of, but everyone's fine now. Everything's good.
Eric's gonna like stop and be like, everyone isn't fine, Celia. What did you give up?
No, I still need to collect some flowers in the meadow, and Gustav still needs some sleep. We have a long way to travel, I think. I think both just traveling just a little bit, letting the air just dissipate, will do us both some good.
He's not gonna say anything, but he's gonna like walk off slowly after Celia says that, but he's gonna like stop and put a hand on her shoulder and be like, we're going to fix this. And then walk off.
Gil will kind of give like a knowing nod, kind of like he was watching, he probably knows. And go back, collect my flowers.
All right. Yeah, as Eric walks away, he thinks about it and realizes, like, Philia had to give up her Lunchables. It's pretty fucking sad. Alright. Cinder, are you back?
Yeah.
Your witch patron spells detect undead.
Ooh. That's good.
Is Cinder doing anything? We kind of went over what everyone else is doing. What's Cinder up to? Anything in particular?
I think he's just kind of preparing spells for the day while everyone's kind of dispersed.
Okay. Alright. So, I mean, after a kind of discombobulating morning, everyone's kind of back on the same page. It's still raining, still thundering, but Gustav has some of that bear meat that he's cooked up for everybody to enjoy. And yeah.
All right,
What's next for you guys?
we all ready to get going then?
Yes, but Gustav, get in cart and sleep.
Yeah, all right, all right.
Eric's gonna hand over like a polypurpose panacea and then be like, this will help you sleep. And if it should just like instantly help him sleep, and then like if he needs more sleep it'll just keep going, but like it's, I don't know.
Before you take that, I guess I should maybe try to tell you all what I think is going on with what happened last night. I'm just trying to piece things together myself, but probably should be a bit more open about it. So, the creature, the thing, like the long straggly thing with the horns, I've seen it a few times now. First time was when these cards came to me that night in the inn back in Far Elm, which is what I thought was a dream. And I've seen the thing a few times, just visions, more like, I guess, I suppose. But when I was dead, or when I died, that's when I saw it in its true, like, fullness. I saw, like, I don't know if I was, like, reliving a memory of mine or something. But I think I saw my true father, like my real father. I'd always thought that my parents were the ones that I grew up with in Tynefell, but this kind of memory that I had contradicted that. Anyway, I noticed that in the memory that I saw, my father had these same cards. Like, the deck looked exactly the same, the casing exactly the same. And then everything went black. And that's when I guess I was truly dead. I don't know, but it was darkness for a good time. I heard a voice, and my father came to me, and I guess he somehow revived my spirit. I don't know, because, you know, the other high priest also did something, so I don't know what the fuck really happened, but anyway, he told me to leave the plane that he was on or whatever. At first I didn't, I followed him, and it was almost like that creature that we saw last night had him like imprisoned in this hell like dimension, Eric? Like that place that we went through in the portal?
Eric will nod.
So, I think the creature is after me, and it has something to do with these cards. I mean, Gustav, I spoke to you briefly about it before. You said, you know, throw the cards away, but I don't want to, because if this is my only connection to my real father, I'd like to find out a bit more about it.
Eric will nod. Do you mind if I get a look at those cards? I'm just curious.
Sure, here.
Could I do like a appraisal or like a arcana check?
Appraisal.
Sorry, I meant arcana check.
Yes, you can do an arcana check.
Eric's just like, I'm gonna sell these.
What are you looking to decipher about these cards?
Like, what do they do? Like, what is it like? Are they like magical or some kind? Like, like, just what kind of magic they kind of give off?
Okay. How long are you going to spend studying these, or?
Maybe a few hours, like an hour or something, while we're traveling.
Oh, well, you haven't even started traveling yet, and you haven't talked to Cinder about borrowing his cards for a couple hours.
No, just an hour. He's gonna look at them and just be like, Can I look over these for a bit?
Well, I mean, how long is it going to take?
I don't know. I just want to see what they are.
Yeah, I suppose.
Okay. So Eric takes this deck of cards and kind of wanders off with them and starts like looking through them all. What's everyone else's plan? You've just had this information dumped upon you.
So, Cinder, do you think we need kill creature?
Well, I don't know. Really. I mean, my instinct would say yes, but maybe it's tied in to this whole thing a bit more. I don't know. A bit more than just killing it. Plus, I don't think we even have the strength to kill it. I mean, it made a fine mess of us last night. Which, I don't even know how the hell we got out of that portal. Like, what the hell happened?
Portal? Teak. So Teak was kind of listening in. So there was portal to other world hell, and you were in portal, you and Eric?
Right. The thing took me through, and Eric followed. And,
But
yeah, it...
you got out.
Well, no. We got knocked out. And then woke up back here with this handsome fella looking at me when I woke up. Looking at Gustav.
Teak also do stuff. What happened, Gustav? How'd they get out of portal? How we beat or how we get rid of monster?
Oh, I didn't see. I was not there when it happened, but Philia, I don't know if you want to talk about it yet, but you might be the only one who knows what really happened.
Wait, I have a question. I forgot. Did Ashina kill Thingy Bobbers? I remember she.
I don't know if she killed it or not. You were essentially thrust out of the portal and it closed behind you guys while she was dealing with it.
I don't think we need to worry about that specific demon again. So I think we can breathe easy now.
So you saved them, Philia?
I wouldn't necessarily say I was the main actor within saving them, but that is the language that you feel comfortable using.
So, what happened then? If it wasn't you, then who was it?
Brother Paul?
Like how Teak laughed at her own joke.
That was me. That was out of character. I mute myself fast enough.
He was just like, that's a good one. You know, it's hard to say. The day's a bit blurry within my memory. Everyone's exhausted. Such. The rain, the mud. It muddled all the memories. You see, it's. All I know is that we can breathe easy for now, at least.
Can you just make me a bluff check?
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's not really an answer.
I'm a mesmerist, bitch!
I don't think that you guys are 100% convinced by Philia's story, but she is sending out pretty strong messages that she doesn't really want to discuss it.
All right, keep your secrets. No, Teak nods, and then turns to look at this guy and back at the cart. Well, then we should get going?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Teak turns and she wishes to look at Gustav. Gustav friend should already be sleeping.
Well, I mean, wanted to hear conversation, yeah?
Teak points at the cart.
Yeah, alright. Head on over to the cart.
Tend to
Yeah.
sleep again.
You're hopping in the cart.
Yeah.
Okay, Gustav, as you hop in the cart, you feel it sink just a little bit down into the mud.
Might have a problem. I'm gonna see if I can push the cart out of the mud.
Make me a strength check.
Can Teak
Here
come
we
to help?
go.
You can come help, sure.
Alright, should we... Oh, damn. Should Teak just go ahead and roll a strength check as well?
Yeah, go for it.
13's not abysmal.
It's not abysmal. You guys both get on the cart and like start trying to push it. But it's like sunk down into the mud at this point. Like it was hard to realize before, but as Gustav hopped in it, it kind of came to the realization that there is just like puddles of water on top of the mud, and it just sunk down in it. And now it's just kind of like suctioned into this mud. Doesn't seem to be budging much.
Alright. Teak is going to drop down onto her hands and knees and start digging the wheels out
Alright.
of the mud, yeah.
Okay.
And she's gonna mutter to
resist.
herself. She's gonna be like, stupid rain. Wash away dirt on skin. Wash away smells from air.
What's everybody else doing?
I'm too busy reading the cards to help with any
Yeah,
physical activity.
Eric's off. Eric's off somewhere else just playing with these cards, pretty much.
Ha! Uno!
Can we get
How
the
will
can we get the donkey and the one of Willow to help pull, and we can all get behind the cart and push,
The donkey? Didn't you guys get an actual horse?
or a horse,
I'm pretty
whatever.
Yeah, you have a
Yeah.
horse.
Or the
we have a
horse.
horse? The horse, of course. Yeah. You, friend Cinder, you can do, and Gustav and I continue dig out wheel, and then we push all with horse pull.
All right.
Alright, Cinder, make me an animal handling check.
And in the meanwhile, Teek's gonna start getting like she's gonna use her claws to get strips of wood to put them under the wheels, like on top of the mud, to like give them like some traction.
Sure, yeah. Cinder, you're having a bit of trouble getting the horse to do what you want. The constant rumbling thunder has the horse uneasy, and it's a little bit panicked. It's not really going forward, it's just kind of rearing sometimes, and it looks like it's kind of freaked out.
Can Philia attempt to do the horse?
Oh, you want to calm the
Oh,
horse, eh?
The horse is a bit skittish.
Philia's gonna sing the horse a pretty little lullaby. And then
Now that she's
we're
a
gonna
demon,
tell
she sings it like one of those like painful screeches and it dies.
She sings like a death metal song.
Yeah, she
How
opens
would
her mouth.
kill.
Yeah.
How would kill?
She sings it a pretty little song.
Okay.
We just need you to pull the cart. I believe.
The horse is creeped out and runs away from her, making Philia think it's actually listening to her.
So, here's what happens. Philia approaches this horse. And after Cinder's kind of unsuccessful animal handling check, the horse is still a little bit panicked. You start singing this lullaby to it, Philia, and it seems like it's not really helping much. The horse is still kind of freaking out. Its eyes are wide. And then as you're approaching it, a lightning bolt comes down and strikes a tree behind the horse, and it snaps, and a branch falls off, and the horse rears wildly and pulls with enough force that it gets the cart kind of out of the mud puddle with the help of help of Teak putting the wood strips and digging out the wheels and stuff. But at the same time, it pulls with such force that the holster for the horse actually snaps, and it starts taking off into the woods. It looks like it's in a wild panic.
bloody hell. I guess I'll start going after it.
Oh, Slow Man starts.
Yeah, I was gonna say Teak notices the horse, and then she's going to enter her major air form and try to fly after it.
Okay. Yeah, Gustav starts jogging after it, but he's a little tired, and his armor kind of slows him down in the mud, and he sinks in with every step and everything. He's not making great pace. And then Teak also notices and instantly kind of goes into her air form and takes off, flying after this horse from above as it kind of weaves through the trees. Philia, Cinder, you guys doing anything?
I just catch up to Gustav. Oi,
Instantly.
bit sluggish there, I see. Why don't you just
Yeah.
why don't you head back there and maybe focus on trying to work out how we can fix this thing. I'll get the horse.
Yeah, I'll focus on the car. You and Teak probably got this.
Aye. And then I'll just calmly, like, follow the tracks. Trying not
Okay.
to spook the horse anymore.
Alright. Philia, what are you doing?
Philia's just gonna try. Can she try to like fix the saddle strapper thingamabobs?
Oh, sure, yeah. Make me a knowledge engineering check.
We tried.
It looks like it's been snapped, some of like the leather harness. And you maybe could fix it. It would take you some time, but you actually need some replacement materials, which you do not have on hand right now.
Sheena, I gave you my soul. I need some scraps of leather.
I don't know if that's how this works.
Sheena has become IKEA.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So
I'll go
Philia-
try to find if it's nearby. If anything can be like a substitute, like get some like hemp from some like dried grass and like.
Sure, make
weave
me a
it into
survival
them.
check.
Where is that?
All right. Not bad. Okay, so Philia is like trying to kind of fix this broken cart latch as Teak and Cinder chase after this horse. And eventually you guys follow the horse until it reaches this kind of clearing. And you guys have been following closely behind this horse. Cinder moving pretty quietly, same with Teak. And like every once in a while, the thunder kind of rumbles and it moves a little bit farther forward until eventually you find yourselves in this clearing. And the horse, you guys are so intently following this horse, keeping an eye on it, that you don't really realize until it stops here that you're in this kind of what looks like an old battle-worn, run-down fortress. The walls are kind of torn. The stone bricks have fallen. There's moss-covered walls. The wood railings have been eaten away and are rotten. Parts of the towers are collapsed. And the horse is just kind of in this opening. And as you guys tread closer and closer, you see that there's things being revealed by the rain, and some of it washes away the dirt and the mud, and you see some skeletal remains and stuff on the ground, rusted weapons. Looks like there was a battle fought here at one point, but was never really cleaned up. So you find yourselves in this kind of desecrated, rundown siege castle, or siege camp, I should say, with skeletons and other such remains. And the horse is kind of panicked, looking around, but at the moment it's still kind of stalling in this open area in the middle of this fortress. One of the walls is completely missing and it's broken down, and that's where it went in from. And now it's kind of surrounded with not really any way out except the way it came in. But it's been a few hours. We'll take our 10-15 minute break here and return back to this abandoned keep then.
Alright.
Take.
Be right back.
Cinder and Teak, the almost dying every single session crew. Yeah, if Gustav and I are a team first watch, Cinder and I are team near death. So we're constantly surrounded by the enemy. Even though Teak wants to be there, Cinder never wants to be there. We're constantly getting into fucked up situations, running to try to distract zombies, then changing our minds and running back.
I'll be right back.
Just
Yep.
build
See you guys soon.
characters around yourself. So if you never feel comfortable talking to the party, you just tell the bee and the duck. forgot. All I remember is thinking it was a good deal.
I don't have like a bulk. I used to, like my parents used to always buy bulk. And so sometimes when I go grocery shopping, I buy more than what I actually need. But I don't have a Costco or Sam's Club membership, which I'm proud of. Because I would go ape shit and then not half of the shit I buy. I'd be like, wow, bulk buying 3 bunches of bananas and I'm only gonna eat one before they all go bad. Yep.
Yeah. It's a tough habit to break.
Yeah. And I definitely picked up my dad's idea of like, there's a deal on it, then we're gonna buy a lot of it this week. And like 40 cents a bunch? How can I resist? Am I gonna eat this? I mean, maybe 1 or 2. I also need to start buying, I need to start buying potatoes singular, because I never use up like the full 5-pound bag, because I only cook for like myself and my roommate. So I never use a full 5-pound bag of potatoes before they're like overrun with like, you know, growing, before they're awful, before they're disgusting. So.
Start a potato farm.
What was that?
Just start a potato farm.
Oh yeah, easy. I'll just, yeah. I'll just till the ground outside my apartment. Fuck your flowers, dude. I'm here to grow some potatoes. But yeah, when it was bad, like at the beginning of quarantine, I actually ended up buying like, because like I would rarely see ground beef available because people would buy it really fast. When I did see it, I would buy like, you know, 3 rolls of whatever, like 85, 15, whatever, 90, 10, whatever was on sale, ground beef, like the 1-pound rolls. I would buy like 3 of them, and I would, in between the times I actually found it at the grocery store, I would only use maybe 1. And so now we just have this back pile of ground beef. Which is
Ray was part of the problem. I see.
Yeah, I was. And it was ridiculous. Like I didn't. Looking back, it was an accumulation, and I did become part of the problem because I was just accumulating it in smaller batches as opposed to going out and buying 20 at one time. But yeah, it was like anytime I saw it, I was like, all right, it's going in the cart because I don't know if I'll see it next week. Even though if I thought and sat there and thought for 1 second, turned on my brain. I would realize, oh wait, you still have 2 left over from the last time you bought ground beef. You could just use those, but my brain was like, scarcity, must buy. Ridiculous.
My parents big brained it. They're like, we normally just bulk buy and just stock up. So like, this didn't change anything for us.
Yeah, my parents always bulk buy too. I wonder how that's gonna change them now that it's just them. Now that my last little brother is out of the house. He's flown the coop.
It's gotten sad. They just like bulk buy like curry and like bulk buy just like random things, and they make the same recipes on repeat because it's cheaper.
Oh man. Yeah, my dad does something similar. Only it's not like he has a recipe. It's called, hey, for breakfast, I'm gonna use everything that we need to use and mix it with potatoes and ham and call it a hash. So I've had like leftover, like he'll take like leftover fried rice, greens that are about to go bad, anything that's about to go bad, and he'll chop it all up, put it in a frying pan, add eggs, add ham, and potatoes, and he'll be like, yeah, it's a breakfast hash. It's not, Father. This is
Sounds gross.
Oh yeah, but it's not that gross if you use a lot of sriracha, is what I learned. And sometimes he would come across he would come across a combination that surprisingly hit, and you were like, "Ah, this kind of is good." But most of the time, it was like, "Ah, damn, yeah, if I put a lot of sriracha on this, I'll live." And so that's what you would do.
It's really good if you mask the taste.
Yeah, it's truly delicious. If all you can taste is sriracha, and that's. I miss it though, because he'd like make it without fail, so you always know you had something to eat in the morning. Like sometimes it was a gamble on whether or not it was tasty, but hey.
Yeah. Are we all here now?
Yeah.
I think so.
Maybe?
Cinder, Fisty.
Reginald, let him go.
Kid, yeah.
Hyping up a storm, I see.
I really like the rain effects that are playing in the D&D.
They're kind of relaxing to me.
Yeah, like where did you get these from?
Damn, you went out there with a mic and recorded this yourself.
Yeah.
In Cali? Shit.
That makes sense. It happens so like sparsely. He must have been like, "Oh my god, it's raining. We gotta
To
document
save the
this."
memory. Yeah.
Pretty good.
They're really fucking nice sounds.
They are.
Is that Reginald?
Yep, I think it's Reginald ready to play.
Hi, Reginald.
Let us speak to Reginald Fisty.
Hi, Reginald.
Reginald.
Can Reginald hear us?
Yeah, he can hear you. He said, "Fuck you."
Reginald, you're off to a great start.
He's all
He can already
excited.
speak?
He's all excited about it. He's like hearing him, sounds all happy.
Hey, Reginald! You're Reggie!
Hi, Reggie.
He's so cute! Reginald! What are you doing, Reggie? What is he doing? Why is he so happy?
He understands he's being an agent of chaos. It brings
Yeah.
him joy.
He's so cute. Also, Teak, if you touch my bear cloak, I will set you on fire. Just want to put that out there.
Did you hear that? You hear how violent Satan is?
How violent Satan is? Don't teach
How
him about
violent.
Satanism.
How violent she is. It's alright.
Stop putting the idea of violence in his head. He doesn't even know what that means, but you're making it.
Oh, Bella.
Fuck you. Oh my god, he's so excited! Reggie!
Reggie ready to play or what?
Yeah, he's ready. He's ready for some deaths.
Bill, you're just making rope.
What was I gonna say? Oh, I forgot. I like got out of my room to like go to the bathroom during our 15-minute break, and I realized that Coco wasn't in my house anymore and that he wasn't gonna run at me, and now I'm actually like miserable again.
He would like what, charge you whenever you left your room?
Like he would get bored and then he would come and like meow at you until you like hung out with him, or like in the morning, the moment he heard any sound from my room, you would hear him scratching outside my door, and then I'd let him in and then he would like just lay on my bed and just like demand attention. Oh my god. My life is over.
Does this mean you want to adopt a cat?
I want Coco. And the fucking landlords, they're so cruel. They made me put him in a fucking cab. They didn't even come and get him, and they didn't say that we were supposed to go with him. They were like, no, put his shit into a cab and put him into the cab in like this bag that he hates being inside. It's like one of those see-through backpacks. And it was like, just seat out the bag and send the cab to us.
Oh, they didn't even say you can here. They just said send him alone.
Yeah.
Oh, is it because it's you know like COVID and stuff? They're like worried about. Oh.
They went on fucking holiday. They were so worried.
Because that's why the cat was afraid of us at first, because Bella, we weren't allowed to meet her like in her natural environment. We had to like yoink her because yeah.
He like he could tell something was up because he was just watching me as I was like packing his stuff away, and then he would just like the one toy that I left, because it was like a big toy, like he would just sit next to it on the sofa and then just quietly play with it, and then if I'd leave the room he would go back into his shit and pull out the same toy and throw it on the ground. And he was like panicking inside his little backpack. Fuck.
It's alright. Yeah, I think we all are. Fisty, are you here?
Yep.
Yep. All good?
Okay. Well, Cinder, Jeep, you guys find yourselves kind of cornering your horse in this worn down, battle-ridden keep. What are you guys doing?
About how long have we been following the horse?
Not that long, maybe 15 minutes.
Okay. Teak is going to slowly lower herself, because she's been flying kind of above the trees, you know, keeping an eye on the horse. She's gonna slowly fly down so that she's hovering over the horse a little closer than she was, so maybe like 10 feet above the horse.
You're like trying to stay out of the horse's sight?
Yeah, I'm not trying to like spook it, so it's like a very slow approach. I think Teek's intent is to maybe get on the horse's back in her air form. So, yeah, so I think that'll be what she's slowly descending. She can't really make sounds in her major air form, so she can't do anything, any comforting sounds, but she is approaching slowly and cautiously.
But you're like in full sight, you're just going slow?
I'm directly above it, so I don't know. Do horses have the ability to look straight up?
I'm asking,
so.
Like, are you trying to
No.
Are you trying to avoid it seeing you, or?
Yeah, I am generally trying to avoid the horse seeing me.
Make me a stealth check.
Alright.
Alright, yeah, that's good enough for a horse. I mean, it looks like the horse is kind of distracted. It's found some grass and like flowers in the keep, between like the moss that it's chewing on for a moment. The thunder's kind of died down a little bit. It's not as close. Doesn't look as panicked. And yeah, you kind of slowly float down, and what are you gonna do? Just kind of plop on its back and like as you do leave your major air form, or what?
She cannot. I found this out. She can't she needs to be in her air form in hour increments, apparently.
Oh, so you have to be in air form for at least an hour?
Yeah, and she has hours equivalent to her level, so but so she can leave after an hour, and she doesn't have to use them all at once, but she needs to be in there for at least an hour. So She will be on the horse's back. She will still just be in air form, though.
Okay, so this wispy air elemental-ish thing kind of plops on this horse's back. Make me animal handling check. There will be a penalty for being a weird elemental.
Okay. And meanwhile, Teak is like stroking the mane with her air fingers, like just trying her best to calm it. Oh man, this is gonna go pretty bad.
Just like blowing into the horse's ears. You like the wind between your mane?
I can't even speak in common. It would just sound like inaudible wind.
Cinder, what are you doing? You see teeth like floating up above and slowly descending upon this horse. Are you just watching?
Yeah, just watching. Well, I might walk in front of the horse and just kind of like, ooh, easy now, easy.
Yeah, you try and like get it to calm down and slowly approach it. Okay, as you're doing that, you see this wispy air elementalish figure, roughly in the shape of teeth, kind of drop down onto this horse. And the horse looks a little bit unnerved, like when it happens, like surprised. Then it kind of looks around and sees this wispy thing and kind of like freaks out. It starts like bucking and freaking out. I guess this would be considered almost like a grapple. So
There is a ride ability that I could, or a ride skill, I think.
I would say that's more like your ability, how well you can ride it. For this one, I'm gonna say, you make me a combat maneuver
CMB?
bonus roll. Yeah.
14s across the board.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you managed to stay on the horse, but it is currently freaking out a bit. It's bucking wildly, moving around, and like Cinder, you kind of have it trapped in this place. It doesn't necessarily have a lot of room to go, so it's kind of just bucking around on the inside of here. It's like kicking up dirt everywhere, or mud, I should say, from the wet rain. What are you guys doing?
So I know that the harness and stuff that tied it to the, that kind of made it link up to the cart is broken, but are the reins still attached to the horse?
Yeah, it has reins in its mouth and everything. It still has like its headgear on.
All right, she's gonna try to take hold of the reins and I guess try to comment using the familiarity of it knowing where to go because the reins are leading it, and maybe it'll help redirect its nervous energy. She's gonna try that, like grab a hold of the reins and try that way.
You make me a ride check. Cinder, are you doing anything?
Just continuing to like try to, I guess, stabilize the thing. Like maybe hold the rein and just like pat the side of the horse or something.
Oh, it's freaking out right now. You can't really pat it. Like it's not calm anymore. Like it's bucking and going wild. You could try and run up and like manhandle its reins or something.
No, I think I'll just move towards the exit of this area so that if it tries to escape, I can try to maybe block it or something.
Okay. Teak, make me just a strength check.
Yep, it's been going pretty good so far.
Okay. So pretty much you try and take the reins of this horse, and it's bucking, and you manage to stay on, and you try and pull its reins back and like get it to stop or calm down, but with all the rain and the mud and everything fling all over the place, like the reins are slick, and they kind of slide through your hands, and you're not getting a good enough grip to be able to like really take control of this horse, and it just keeps bucking, and you're like pulling on these reins, and it doesn't know which way to go, and eventually it slips in the mud and falls on its side, trapping one of your legs underneath in the mud. Roll here real quick. Okay, yeah, you take 1 point of crushing damage as this horse lands on one of your legs, kind of trapping you there. Luckily, it's soft mud, so it softens the blow, but you don't take a lot of damage. But you're currently stuck under this horse, which is now flailing on its side in the mud. You're kind of in a compromised position here. And Cinder, you're just kind of watching all this unfold. Cinder. Disappears. Cinder's child is taking his attention away.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, my cat had stepped on my keyboard, and I could no longer see Discord visibly, and it would not open up in a new tab for me, so I had to task manager, quit it, and reopen. I'm back though.
Well, Cinder's not here now. He's just apparently watching you get.
Oh fuck!
Well, I'm back. What happened?
Teak has tried to take control of the horse, and it did not go well. The horse has now slipped, fallen over on its side, crushed Teak's leg. Luckily not bad, because the soft mud has kind of cushioned it. She's only taken some damage, but she is now currently trapped underneath a flailing horse that's stuck on its side, slipping in the mud. It's a very precarious situation.
Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and try to spook this thing even more, but I guess I'm just gonna I'm gonna cast Cause Fear. No. I'll try to slumber hex the thing.
Oh, okay. Shit, make a roll here.
Or reform that horse.
Okay, yeah. Teak, you're like kind of trapped under this horse, and you see Cinder pull out one of his cards. Or wait, no, this one's a hex, so it's not one of your cards, right?
Yes?
I don't know, you tell me, is it a card or is it just something that
No, I think it's just something that happens.
Okay. What's it look like when you do it?
Just like do a little symbol in the sky, like in the air with my hand, and see like this kind of darkish kind of mist kind of come out, head over towards the horse.
Okay. And like as this mist kind of reaches the horse, Teak, you see the horse immediately go from like this panicked flailing state where it kind of keeps trying to get up and like falling. Potentially could do some serious damage to you. But like before it does, this cloud kind of reaches it and it just falls over and is just asleep.
All right.
But you're now
on top of my leg. Yeah.
Yeah, you are now trapped under this limp horse.
Was wondering if Teak could do something akin to like expelling a lot of air energy out of her elemental form, just like behind her, so that it'll lift her and the horse up just enough for her to slip her leg out and get off. If that's possible.
You're saying like doing an air blast or something?
Yeah, kind of like an air blast at the earth, just to try to lift her and the horse up enough for her to slip her leg out from underneath the horse.
Do you have any abilities that do such things? Or
You
like
see, I have a slam attack, which I just wouldn't know if that is. I don't have like an energy blast or anything like that, so I just wouldn't know if I'm actually able to do that or if I should just try to wriggle out.
I'd say you could do something akin to that. Make me an acrobatics check.
All right. You know, it's just the way it be going right now.
I'll give you a bonus because you're using your elemental form to try and do something special with the wind. So here's the compromise that I will make for you. Fuck all my dice.
Yeah, it's the rain. It's the fucking rain. You know, you can't smell shit. It washes
okay.
away all your lovely dirt.
So here's what happens: is like you kind of do this wind blast thing, and you go to jerk your leg out, but part of it is still stuck.
Okay.
But you pull with enough force to get your leg out. You just take 3 points of damage doing it.
Yeah, Teak will just do it.
Yeah, part of your leg is stuck. So yeah, you like jerk your leg out, and like something pops as you do. You take 3 points of damage, but the horse is asleep, and your leg is free. You just have a muddy, unconscious horse now, laying in the middle of this kind of creepy, abandoned keep.
All right. Teak does that thing where she looks at Cinder, she looks at the horse. She looks back at Cinder, she looks back at the sleeping horse. And then she goes, ah! She puts her arms up in a shrug. Like, it is what it is.
Just embrace it.
And then she's going to gesture to the ruins around them.
Yeah, I take note, but I head over to the horse, quick smart, knowing that this is going to end in 12 seconds.
Oh, never mind then.
And,
oh, isn't it a minute? Is it a minute per level?
No.
It says duration. 1 minute a level.
It's different for the... This is the spell, the sleep spell.
Oh, the hex is different.
But the hex is the hex is one round per witch level.
Oh, so that's like 30 seconds, yeah.
Yeah, and the casting time is a standard action instead of 1 round.
Oh, it's 1 round per witch level, so 12 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So Cinder's gonna quickly get over to the horse and then kind of just like, I guess, hold the rein and kneel down next to it and just kind of like, just gently kind of start patting it so that when it does come to, it's kind of like sees a familiar face and sees like can just have like a nice touch.
Okay. Make me another animal handling check. I'll give you a bonus since you guys have tried so hard to.
Yeah, Teak
Get
will
this horse
drift
to calm
drift
down.
out of sight from the horse since it's obviously spooked. Oh, ouch!
God.
You
Where
just
now?
got chloroformed, and then now you're kneeling next to him, patting him, like what?
We're never gonna handle this animal.
Yeah, it's time to put him down. I'm kidding. You've
That was the
outlived
day
your.
we had to kill the horse. Okay. So after, you barely have enough time to make it up to this horse, but you like kneel down and you start patting it. And eventually it comes to, it's very confused and distraught, doesn't really know what just happened to it or like where it is. You managed to soothe it like a little bit. It's not flailing on the ground anymore or anything. It's kind of laying there. But it is just like a little bit upset and confused, so it's being somewhat disobedient. Like as you try and pull its reins and stuff, like it tugs back and things like that. But it's not panicking anymore. It's not like freaking out.
Okay.
So what would you like to do with the horse?
It's not freaking out, so I'll just kind of sit with it for a minute, keep doing what I'm doing, and see if it like changes its mood at all. If it does change its mood, then I'll kind of like slowly start to help it up from the dirt.
Yeah.
Okay.
And meanwhile, Teak is going to, from the air, kind of scout out these ruins a little bit, out of sight from the horse.
All right. Roll me a perception check.
Okay. Let's hope I can get over a 15 this time.
That's pretty good. So you fly up a little bit higher to get a look at this keep. And as you do, you notice more and more some details that you missed before. So like outside of these keep walls, you can see that there's some like wooden structures, not really structures anymore, but like cut wood and things like that. Potentially once houses outside of this keep. And it's not a huge area, and weren't like a ton of houses or anything like that. It looks more like an estate. You can see that there are multiple towers within this place, and there's one larger kind of keep building left on this place, but I'd say about half of it is knocked down. As you fly over, though, you do notice there are a few, I'd say, pathways kind of revealed in the rubble. Places where the walls have been knocked in and knocked down, and there's some kind of rubble-filled stairwells leading downwards. But other than that, it's mostly just this mossy field at this point. But yeah, you can see that there are remnants of a battle. There's corpses and armor and skulls and weapons and things kind of strewn across the ground. The way things are damaged, it looks as if there was a siege here at some point with the ballistae or trebuchets, things like that, that damaged the walls and things.
Many years ago?
I mean, it's definitely some time ago.
Mhm.
Probably, I mean, it's hard to say, but at least a few decades old.
All right. I think Teak takes note of this. She's gonna try to take note of the pathways she sees in case they want to check him out later. But other than that, she's going to drift back to where Cinder is and just kind of watch, staying out of view of the horse, but just kind of like watching over Cinder. Every once in a while, glancing to make sure that no one else is entering the vicinity.
Gotcha. Cinder, after some time with the horse, it's still a little defiant, but eventually it does try and like push its way back up a little bit more calmly, and almost pulls you with it as it gets back on its feet.
Okay. Just kind of continue to hold it by the rein and just, I guess, take a look around now and maybe just lead it over to like one of the walls somewhere. Or like, where's Teak at the moment?
She kind of flew away.
She's just flying up.
She's up above, looking around.
Yeah.
Are you trying to hitch the horse?
I was gonna try to hitch it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's like some structural support beams made out of wood and stuff that you could probably tie the horse off to.
Is it undercover?
No, not really.
Okay.
There's not much here has cover from the rain anymore. Most everything has some holes in it or openings.
Right. Yeah, actually, I might just kind of continue to hold the horse, and then I'll use message on Teak, and I'll just say, "Oi, Teak, we've got the horse. I'm gonna head back to the cart now."
Question, Visic. Since in her form she can't speak common anymore, she can only speak the tongue of the elemental form she's in. Can she still think in common? Could she still respond to that message in
I think
common?
the message explicitly states something about
You have to whisper what you're saying.
Oh, okay, yeah. You just hear the whistling of the wind in return.
I'll take that as an acknowledgement and continue back to the...
But I think it like... I thought it auto like translated stuff for you in message.
No, it says it does not transcend. It doesn't transcend barriers.
Yeah, okay, so it was the opposite. I remember it said something about it though.
Yeah.
I think 5e is the one where you can translate.
Yeah, I think you're right.
You sure that you can't just choose to leave it though? The farm?
Yeah, it seems weird that you like would have to be in that form for an hour.
Yeah, it said in increments of an hour, and you can do up to however many hours equal to your level. So that's just something I found out. If we want to break that and she can leave it whenever she wants, that's cool too. That's what I was doing.
It does say it need not be consecutive, but must be spent in 1 hour increments. But before that, it says using wild shape to change to major form or back is a standard action. So I think like
you can change back, but it just uses an hour.
Oh.
Like, so.
Oh, uses an hour. Yeah, got it. So yeah, I don't need to
even if
stay
you
in an hour.
Transform, right? So even if you transform for 5 minutes,
it will use up 1 hour technically.
It'll use an
got
hour.
it.
Yeah. So like you have to think about it that way. Whether or not you want to stay in that form because you only have a limited amount you can use per day.
All right. That makes sense. That makes more sense. Thank you for explaining that. In that case, once she gets the message, she would drift down to the ground, and transform out, of her, and just respond because I assume the message spell is over. So she'll fly down.
Are you flying down next to Cinder?
Yeah, behind, like, not directly behind, but some feet away. I realize now it was a bad idea.
She flies down right behind you, Cinder.
The horse, right behind the horse, and goes,
and then,
boo.
and then transforms and speaks to you with her mind instead of her voice, because she's...
No. Yeah. Yeah,
even though she's like 10 feet away.
Yeah, so I drift down, and I fly down like 10 feet behind, transform back into Teak, and then up as a solid Teak form, no elemental spiritness about. And I'll let Fisty know. Teak fly over ruins, and Teak see some passageways and many buildings. It looked like siege happened here many years ago. Teak not know if maybe friends will want to look at. Teak not know if maybe there things friends will want here, or maybe some remnant of place friends can stay. She just kind of shrugs. But we should go back to friends and let friends know.
You hear in your mind, aye, sounds good. We might have to check it out first. I don't like all these bodies lying around, considering what we had go on last time with dead things.
Tika. Teak nods, even though Cinder can't see, and then goes, Teak agree. Teak think if we check out, we need to be with friends. So it best to go back now. Teak will follow.
To the wagon!
Yeah, to our group.
Gustav, Ilya, what have you guys been doing? It's probably been like half an hour since they ran off after the horse.
Fix the strap yet?
Yeah, you probably takes you like 20 minutes of going out, but you find some like hempen vine or something and kind of make it into a rope and like relatch it. Not like the strongest, sturdiest thing, but it'll do for now.
That's all I got.
Gustav, are you doing anything?
I'll be right back.
Hanging
I
around.
would like to assist Ilya with that and like make sure that the cart is ready to actually move when the others return.
Okay. Eric? Eric?
Sorry, yeah, what happened?
You're off in the corner researching Cinder's deck, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, as you're looking through them, you definitely notice this is indeed a magical deck of cards. It appears like each card has its own kind of source of magic. Some are different schools of magic enchanted to the cards. But you definitely, through kind of like looking and researching these cards, you notice there is a link. There's a link between the magic and Cinder. It's not like inherent. It's almost like they need to be charged.
By Cinder's personage?
I mean, you would assume as much, yeah. Like you fiddle around with them, but you're not able to get the effects that Cinder has with them. Is there anything else you're trying to learn about these cards, or that's mostly it, just the basics?
Like, is it like man-made? Like, do they look like something someone would make, or is it like just really strangely, just I don't know, like unnatural?
I mean, they definitely look man-made. You can see like the brush strokes and the details on the actual art on the cards and things like that. They're sealed in, so they are somewhat water resistant.
Okay. Maybe we can look to see what kind of like person creates these kind of cards. If like it's like a passed down thing, and see what they know about the cards. Like, I'm gonna add that to my to-do list.
Sure. I mean, you can make me a knowledge and ability check if you want.
Okay. Damn.
You come from a place of like some nobility. It's not necessarily a noble's cards, but it's something that is more commonly dabbled upon by people with more free time. I mean, you would recognize these as a potential deck of like hero cards.
Okay. Made by some rich person that just.
I mean, not necessarily made by a rich person, but they
Like,
are
made for some rich
crafted.
person.
Yeah, they're pretty finely crafted. Not, it could be made for anybody, but it is like a pretty well made
Okay.
deck. And, like, there is supposed to be like a kind of form of its own like divination tied to these cards. They're like, I mean, there are equivalent of like tarot cards essentially.
Okay.
So there's like, some people think that they have certain powers or things tied to the cards, and like the different cards have meanings, but you don't really know much about these things. You just kind of recognize it for what it is.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
So yeah, after about half an hour or so, Philia and Gustav have the cart kind of secured and ready to go, and Cinder and Teak come back through the woods, kind of dragging along the horse by the reins. He's fighting a little bit, but he's mostly calmed down.
Teak walks with a slight limp.
Welcome back. You alright, Teak?
Horse fall on Teak leg. But Cinder and Teak find ruins.
Ruins
Broken
what?
building. Broken buildings. Lots of dead bodies. Right, Cinder?
Aye. Fortress. Just up the ways there. Looks like what Teak said. May have been a siege of some kind. Some time back.
Something you think we should check out?
I mean, possibly, but given all the trouble we've had recently with dead things coming back to life, myself included, kind of gives me the creeps.
That's fair.
The dead bodies were skeletal, though, right, Vitzik, at this point?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, they weren't like full bodies necessarily. There's like bits and pieces on the ground, like rib cages and skulls and stuff.
Okay. Yeah,
Oh,
they
okay.
they were bone remains on, well, almost everywhere. Teak flew around and saw. Teak also sees different passageways that could lead inside. Teak not know if maybe there's things in there that could be useful for friends. Teak not go in and look by herself.
We
Well-
can just take a quick look.
Yeah, I mean, might be worth it if you think there might be something valuable in there. We got lots of questions. Maybe we can find some answers.
Eric,
Yeah?
do you want to see ruins?
Eric will nod.
Okay. Tika looks at the cart. Does it look like it'll actually go anywhere in this rain? Like, in all honesty?
What do you
Is
mean?
there, like, if we hitch the horse back up and we try to take the cart with us, what's the probability it'll just get stuck again in a couple of steps, and we'll have to dig it out all over again, place more wood under to get it unstuck again?
I mean, if you get it onto the road, it's probably not as bad. But if you're cutting through the woods to go back to the keep, it would not be an easy journey for a cart to make right now.
Okay. Teak not think the cart will make it. Also, Gustav, you still need sleep. Teak not forget.
Well, I suppose that's true, but sure you wouldn't rather have me on board?
Teak looks to the rest of the team. What do friends think? Should Gustav stay here with Cart and sleep? But then Teak not sure if we should be apart if go investigate ruins.
I don't know.
I tell you what, how about you three go check out the ruins? Gustav and I'll stay here with the cart. Gustav can get some sleep. I'll watch over him.
Okay. Tika's going to look. Well, Philia and Teak can fly. And if things go wrong, Teak can carry Eric and we fly away, right? We not fight. If things go wrong, we just we run.
Sounds like a plan.
Eric, are you is Eric okay with plan?
As long as we're running.
Teak will nod. Teak think that best. If something go wrong, immediately run. Stay on guard.
Eric will nod.
Okay. Teak will lead.
Okay. So you
Stay
guys
safe, everyone.
Sleep well, Gustav.
Thanks.
You guys start back into the woods, headed towards these ruins. Cinder, Gustav, what are you guys doing? Cinder, do you get your cards back from Eric before he goes? Or
Oh yeah. Oi, Eric, maybe
Eric,
leave those with me in case something comes up.
hand them over.
Did you find anything out?
Yeah, I'll come back and let you know. And then
Good.
they'll like run after Tick and Speeder.
Okay. Gustav, Cinder, what are you guys doing while they go check this deal out?
Gonna try to find a dry, comfy place to lay out my bedroll and catch some Z's.
Okay. Cinder?
Yeah, just gonna like, I guess, sit against the cot or something and keep a little lookout. Every now and then stand up, stretch my legs, look around, that sort of thing. Pat the horse.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Philia, Teak, Eric, after 15 minutes or so, you guys find yourselves back at this keep. Teak leads you guys there, and Eric and Philia, you witness for the first time that, it's like the rain has washed away some dirt and mud and stuff like that, and kind of in these loose puddles of mud and water, you see some of these skeletal remains, old armor and weapons and stuff. It looks like these suits of armor were just left there, like they're still in the shape of bodies, some bones in them and stuff, and this torn down wall, besieged keep, in pretty rough shape.
Are there any emblems or symbols on the armor?
Probably. If you want to get down in the dirt and try and wipe it away and like flip them over or something.
Yeah. I want to check out if there's any.
Okay. The first body that you flip over, sorry. Where? Oh, there we go. I remember where it was. So yeah, the first body you flip over, there's some etched in crest work done on this armor. You find it has like a tattered tabard on, but then also on like one of the shoulder pieces, it has the Coalheart family crest. It's the royal crest of Cairn, which is essentially these long leaf branches folding into this kind of encapsulating deal, and like down below there's a few crosses and symbols like that kind of woven into it.
Does Philia have knowledge of like our crests and royal families and stuff?
Not too much, but you guys have all seen the royal crest of Cairn before.
Okay, cool.
It's also gold.
Pick it up and sell it.
I just mean that it's gold in color.
Don't sell it.
I don't know how expensive it is. How expensive does it look?
Pretty expensive. I mean, it is pretty good armor. But, you know, it's rusted, worn out. Probably not worth it.
Does it look like with some, like...
10, 11k?
Yeah, it could be restored somewhat?
Yeah, potentially. You had someone who could restore such things.
We should pick it up then.
Yeah. Is there one that's like Gustav sized?
Probably. You want to dig through the corpses.
Yeah, let's dig through corpses.
Teak
While
will
you
let...
guys look through these corpses, I'm gonna go look for some books or any paperwork.
Eric, not go too far. Keep eye out.
Eric will nod.
And while shuffling through, do we see any like other corpses of other armor?
Other corpses of other armor?
Yeah. So like if this was a siege or something.
Oh,
did
indicating
happen, we would-
another side. Yeah, another
Yeah.
side's like fallen.
Yeah. I just wanted to double check and make sure that that is what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, you do when you're digging through the corpses. There's some armor that's almost stained black in a sense. And it has this silver crest with a kind of snake-like dragon head on it.
Can I make a knowledge check
It's like
to see
a-
where it's from?
A serpent one. I'm gonna say it's probably impossible for you to know where it's from because you don't live here.
But Teak does.
Oh god, Teak who grew up in the forest is gonna know.
So
Do you
did
know
fit,
what this? You live with Destrian. You did some trade things.
Yeah, exactly.
Teak looks at it. Does it look familiar at all to her? Even if it just vaguely...
Make me a knowledge history check.
Okay. Even if it's just like, I may have seen it once. Let me... Knowledge... History. Oh.
Okay. It looks familiar to you. Destrian had logs with many different like business transactions and things like that he would keep record of. But like you swear you've seen it before, but you don't know who or what the crest belongs to.
Teak's seen crests before. Destrian may have done business, keep papers on this, but Teak not know exactly what from. She kind of rubs it a little bit. Maybe we take two, and maybe Teak can find out later if it's something Destrian do.
Yeah, it also might be helpful to understand the situation.
Teak is gonna look for Eric. Has he wandered far?
Probably a little far. He's probably over by like the keep now.
Yeah. Let go to Eric. Teak not want us to get separate too much.
Okay, we wander to Eric.
Okay.
We have the two separate armors then. One Gustav side, just another one with the symbol on it for research purposes later.
You took two. You took one for Gustav with the royal crest, or
Yeah, one royal crest for Gustav, and just the part with the symbol for research purposes.
The opposing symbol, yeah. the sneak.
All right. Who's carrying around the full suit of armor?
Teak.
Oh, that's yeah. Okay.
Ophelia can't do it.
I
Ophelia
think
will carry the symbol.
Pip carries it around.
yeah. Put it on top
Teak's-
of Willow's back. Have her fly it. No.
In Chewbacca Empire Strikes Back mode, she's got like her pack on, and there's it's like when Chewbacca's carrying around C-3PO. There's like a helmet on top and arms and legs coming out the side.
Yeah, she's just carrying this around. It's just, it looks ridiculous. It doesn't bug her too much, but it just looks absolutely insane.
All right.
Teak saw some pathways. When Teak fly overhead, Teak may remember where they were. If you want to look inside, Eric, because outside in rain, they're probably not books or anything you could find.
Yeah, he's probably like inside somewhere.
Oh, he's already inside somewhere?
I mean, he within that time frame, he manages to like wander. He's probably like right at the entrance to like the abandoned keep.
Okay. Oh, then Teak, then Ixnay that Teak goes, Eric, want to go inside?
Eric will nod.
Teak is going to, just kind of maybe get into a stance in case like Eric opens the door and there's a monster directly behind it. So she's gonna.
Oh,
So she's
there's
gonna-
not really a door anymore. Like it's kind of
it's just
open already. Like
open
the doors,
gaping.
the door's like half gone, and like
Okay.
part of the roof is collapsed in.
Teak peers inside.
Yeah, you peer inside and you can see there's like a narrow passage, large enough for you guys to kind of scoot through, but it is a partially collapsed building, so it's a little treacherous.
Okay. All right. Okay, we go. Now then? And Teak kind of cautiously will take the first step forward in front of Eric.
Oh, you're pushing Eric out of the way and taking his spotlight, huh?
No, yeah,
wanna go
just trying
first.
to. Yeah, trying to just take lead in case something bad is gonna happen.
Do you think I
Okay.
can't take care of myself?
What?
What did you say?
She thinks I can't take care of myself, you think?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Ophelia will tap Teak on the shoulder.
Okay.
Which yeah,
Eric will
enters this passage.
Wow.
shove Teak on the... No, just kidding.
All right, so you start squeezing through this this tight little space. Teak, it's a little bit constricting. You can't really move too much. Any of you guys, any of your characters afraid of small spaces?
I am small.
That's true.
No, but I don't think Teak would like it considering she's probably used to the outdoors.
Oh.
So I don't know.
Okay.
But she would not have, Yeah.
All right. So yeah, it's pretty dark in here, but you guys are following Cheek's lead, and she kind of squeezes through this rubble, and you guys find yourselves on the other side of this collapsed ceiling, and it looks like there's a hallway here with a red carpet. You can see where the roof collapsed. some of the carpet has been pushed through as some of the stone has actually gone through the floor that you're on right now into a lower floor and pulled some of the carpet down with it. There are old sconces on the wall. Obviously, they're not lit. And there's just cobwebs and like moss everywhere. You can see just streams of water running down the cracks of the walls as it rains outside. You can hear the gentle patting of the rain on the stone outside as well. And it looks like the first hallway you're in here is a kind of cross shape. There's like 4 different ways. There's the way you came from, left, right, and forward. So, yeah. Those are your options.
Are there any of the ways that just look completely caved in, like not viable to explore?
Upon further inspection, when you move up, there are definitely some collapsed areas. Whether or not it's impossible to get through, you'd have to take a closer look. You could maybe dig some of it out. I don't know. It just depends on how crazy you want to get.
I think Eric's gonna take a look at like the multiple like pathways, and then he's gonna be like, no, this place is too large. We should come back with everyone else.
Eric, do you not? Can Eric maybe? Can you sense anything? Maybe magic here, cause that's what you're looking for, right?
Not necessarily.
Oh. Then maybe at best we can look through more ruins outside then and save this for later then.
I think we should just come back later with everybody. If we're gonna spend time here anyway, we might as well do it with everyone together. The more eyes, the better.
Okay. Is it wise to stay in the same place we stayed last night when we got attacked by monster?
Eric's gonna shake his head. We should probably find somewhere closer to here.
With cart and rain, that might be difficult.
I think they were close to getting it out, right, Philia?
Yeah, the cart should be ready for travel, but I don't know about cutting through the woods. That might just get the cart stuck again.
Philia, what you think? You think we should go back?
I think it would be wise for all of us to be here. I don't know how to get everyone here.
Teak nods. Okay, well, Teak not gonna argue against getting out of here. Not used to being enclosed with rock. The fortress is made out of like rock, right? Stone.
Yeah.
Yep. Nah, that's uncomfortable.
Eric will nod. Makes sense. Alright. We'll come back.
Okay.
Do we see a road to this town?
Not really. Most everything around this place has been washed out and abandoned over time.
I think because since they came in like the order of like Teak first, Eric, and it was kind of a tight squeeze, we kind of have to leave in the order that like reverse order. So like Philia will have to leave first, and Eric and Teak. As Eric and Philia leave, Teak is gonna kind of give like one over the room just to see if there's anything else that they may have missed. Just kind of like one last cautionary glance, you know, to see if there's movement in the shadows or something like that, and then she'll follow.
Okay, make me a perception check.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you don't see much. Probably about the only thing you do see is as you turn around to make your way back out through the rubble, you can see that trapped in between some of these stone bricks that have collapsed through the ceiling is what looks like a purple banner. And through some of the torn fragments and pieces, you can make out that golden crest, the royal crest on this banner. It's kind of torn up, so it's difficult to decipher, but you see it. It looks like one of the banners that would hang in this keep.
All right. Teak exits after Philia and Eric.
Okay.
Kiki.
So yeah, you guys find yourselves back outside in the open air. You're just gonna head on back to everyone else, or what's the plan?
Yep.
I guess, is there anything really interesting, like, in very close vicinity that's not inside the keep, that's outside, that looks different maybe from the armor that we've seen?
Anything that looks different from the armor?
Yeah, well, not necessarily, but anything that may be interesting to look at or pick up that is not basically the armor that we've already looked at in like the general vicinity that's close by.
Not necessarily. It's mostly just the kind of rotting remains of what's left here. Some overgrown like structures, but that have mostly rotted away and stuff. Like everything's pretty run down. It's mostly been reclaimed by the land at this point.
Okay. He's just gonna kind of nod and say, okay, we go back and come back with Cinder and Gustav, but Teak not sure how, but Teak understand that we may need all friends here.
There's some weird like fungus and stuff going around. Teak's interested in that.
There's some weird shrooms?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any shrooms that Teak would recognize as pairing well with like wild squirrel? And like, you know, like just mushrooms for eating and cooking?
Not really. A lot of the mushrooms coming out are like growing out of the remains and stuff.
Oh. Damn, that would be kind of weird if Teak took those and ate them then.
I mean, they are tasty.
You are Teak.
Are they tasty?
you know they taste good. Those corpses fertilize that soil pretty well.
Yeah,
Rich minerals.
with when Eric and Philia aren't looking, Teak will grab some mushrooms and stuff them in her pack next to her squirrel pelt.
Wow.
And her Eric and Philia never stop looking.
So you sneakily try and squirrel away some mushrooms. Why don't you make me a stealth check? Or no. Why don't you make me a sleight of hand check?
Oh, damn! Why would you do that to me? Okay, sleight of hand.
Yeah, you guys notice, like, as you're walking out, T kind of tries to do it, like, really quickly. But she, like, swipes some of these mushrooms off of one of the, like, skulls or something that have shrooms growing out of it. She just, like, grabs a bundle of them and tries to stick it in her pack.
And we see her do it, or?
I mean, yeah, she thought she was being pretty sneaky.
Yeah, she like cartoon villain tiptoed.
Yeah, it happens pretty quickly, so you're not entirely sure what happened, but you just know that she grabbed something.
Eric's gonna look over at Philia and not say anything.
Wait, doesn't Ophelia love eating mushrooms?
Yeah, that's why Ophelia said it's fine. He's from the
Okay.
Feywild, Circle of Life, waste not, want not.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, you guys get your mushrooms, and after a little bit of a walk through the muck and mud of the forest, you find yourselves back over by the cart. Gustas bundled up in a bedroll, leaning up against a tree somewhere, and Cinder's. What the hell is Cinder doing again? It's just, he's on watch or
Just
something.
on watch.
Just chilling. So yeah, I guess you guys see Cinder and he sees you as you come out of the woods into the clearing.
Teak kind of when she sees Cinder, she kind of like jostles the armor on her back like a little bit. Like maybe she picks up one of the armor hands and she like waves at Cinder with the armor hand.
Yeah, I mean they came back relatively quick, Cinder. I mean you know how long it took to get there and back. They weren't there for very long.
Okay. So, what'd you find?
Well, we find not a lot because we tried to enter Keep and Eric say it best if we all come back together because they're 4 distinct hallways in Keep. So, Eric say it too large for us 3 to investigate alone, so it better with all of us.
Oh, that makes sense.
But we found armor that maybe if fixed up a little bit, be good for Gustav. And so she shows him the armor.
We also noticed that some of these symbols on the armor differ. Would you know this one, as like Ophelia will like hand over or like display the armor with the snake things?
Cinder?
Hey, give me a look at that.
I guess roll me a knowledge history check, Cinder.
Knowledge history.
Doesn't look familiar to you, hombre.
Did we ever show Eric? Eric, you're here. Look at it.
I will do a knowledge history.
Sure, Eric.
All of you are failures.
Yeah, not a lot of history knowledge around this place.
Yeah. Teak know she's seen it before though because Teak remember when spending time with Destry and Teak seen symbol before in maybe on paper. Teak not completely sure. But now their bigger problem, if we want explore with all of us, we should probably move because we not want to stay here where monster attack us. But cart cannot move in this rain. At least not off the road. Plus Gustav sleeping, so.
Question: how heavy is the cart with Gustav sleeping on?
Pretty fucking heavy.
If we had Ophelia, a Teak, and a Willow, could we airlift the cart?
Oh no.
Definitely not. I think the cart weighs almost like 1,000 pounds or something.
Yeah.
It has 600 pounds worth of goods on it. Plus
Yeah.
whatever
Wow.
else.
Plus the cart itself. Plus
And then
Gustav.
plus Gustav, yeah.
Yeah, it's like nearly 1,000 pounds. If not
Holy.
more than 1,000 pounds.
Well, Philia has a +1 to strength. How?
I'll get you far.
Listen, Teek's... No, I was about to say. Teek can lift off ground 460 pounds, and that's not even close. So maybe not.
I can lift my suitcase. Even that's giving my arm a good workout.
Can we do like the wood? Can we put like wooden planks and then roll it and then put like have 2 sets of wooden planks that go for the legs and then we just slowly creak the like cart closer and closer.
Excuse me? You say you want to, like, tie off wooden planks to the wheels and then just roll it through the dirt?
Like we'll have 2 wooden planks, right?
Oh, you want to do one of those?
The cart will move there and then we move this one in
Yeah.
front.
The classic.
Yeah. I mean, or we could just build a giant sled, mud sled.
Where are you gonna get these wooden planks from?
Nowhere. We don't have any wooden planks.
Dear Ashina.
Ishina's not like Minecraft creative.
Graffiti out of here.
Cinder, what do you think? Or should maybe we forget about exploring it?
Why, I mean, we can take a look. Why can't we get the cart up there?
Mud, there's no road there, so if we go now, we just continue get stuck and stuck and stuck. Maybe if Gustav awake, we can push force cart with help of horse over there, but Teek think we should let Gustav sleep.
Well, are we on the road at the moment, or what's the deal?
No, you guys are like still where you're camped out at, trying to figure out what to do.
Okay. Well, if we want to have a look at this place, well, maybe we can, like, cover the cart with something. Some shrubbery. Make it look like it's not a cart in the middle of nowhere.
Leave Gustav here sleeping, then go investigate?
No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to leave Gustav by himself.
And Teek think that maybe we can wait till Gustav rested and go investigate, but that might mean staying in this area one more night. Teek not... wouldn't that mean that they know where we are? The bad demons?
I don't think it really matters, to be honest. They must have some kind of thing to be able to find me. I don't think it matters where we are.
So stay here till Gustav wake up and then go?
I could do that. Maybe we could, in the meantime, try to make a trail up there. try to like cut some branches, and put it over the real soft spots of the mud, so the horse has a bit of an easier time getting through it.
Can go to rubble and get some of the stone and also lay it down, but T kind of like furrows her brows. It not a short distance. I mean, Teak mean it's not long time to travel. It's still also not short distance away to make good trail. Teak think it may take very long time.
Aye.
And Teak knows trails.
That's probably true. Well, I don't know. What do the rest of you think?
Well, Teak not sure. Teak know there might be things within. Teak understand that it possibly dangerous for only some of us to explore. But at the same time, Teak not sure if we can get Cart there. Teak think even if we wait till Gustav wake up, we might have to leave Cart here, and all of us walk there and leave Cart here, maybe hidden, like Cinder said.
The rain might let up, hopefully. And then we can make a path while we wait for the rain to let up.
Well, Teak think it would take. Is there since Teak has lived in the wild, does Teak have a conception for how long, like that
Teak
distance?
has
How
a
long?
Nature construction feat.
Yeah, doesn't she have a? She would have like a rough idea of like that amount of distance, like how long it would take to wear that path down to the point where it would be easy traveling. It wouldn't be an overnight thing with 3 people, I think.
It depends, like, how much you want to wear it down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you guys do have swords and stuff. Could start chopping down some of the foliage and stuff, like making a bit of a path, getting some stuff on the road to make it easier to traverse the mud. You might risk dulling your weapons, though. It's a lot of chopping.
I'll dull one of my bombs.
I mean, yeah, Eric does have bombs. He could just start blowing up a path, blowing down trees and stuff.
And then Teak gets knocked unconscious and the fire starts spreading and we're just like on the other side of the path being like, good, construction.
Yeah. Then Eric throws a
Entangle the
bomb at a
ground.
tree and it bounces off the tree and back to him and blows up in his face.
Yes, exactly.
Well, if that's what friends want, Teak think we can give it a try.
Aragonod.
So then we should get started right now.
Mm-hmm.
Clearing path.
Let's go.
Okay, so
And I think
who's doing this?
it would have to be Eric, Philia, and Teak, right? And I guess Cinder could help. We would rotate over who watches over Gustav, but it's a 15-minute, like jaunt off in a certain direction. I think what Teak is going to do first, though, is she's going to use her claws, and just walk like walk the way, and she's gonna mark the trees. Like she's gonna mark on the trees with a claw, like the path to the place, just so that like as Eric and Philia, I guess, start clearing things, they will know like which way to follow. Which like so she's just gonna mark trees.
All right, since you're marking out the path, I'm gonna have you make me a knowledge geography check. And this will determine how efficient your path is.
Okay. Dear Lord. Knowledge.
Philia's supposed to clear trees.
Hell yes.
Oh yeah,
Listen,
Teek's
Yeah,
like
how is
spiral?
Philia supposed to help? That's what I was also wondering.
'Cause my main source of damage is staring at
Yeah,
things, and I
just
don't think
stare
this
at
is a tree.
trees.
The best I can do is I can entangle a large section of forest, and then you throw a firebomb.
Could do something.
Yep. Well, Teek is someone who likes to hide, and she likes to take, she approaches things cautiously when she's on her own. So
She's
sure,
gonna
her path.
scratch the tree and it's gonna fall over.
No. I'm
She's
sure
gonna file her claw.
Teek's path is very zigzaggy. It's very there may be a loop-de-loop or two,
Goes
she's just
to make the
making sure.
path, and then she like walks past the group like 5 times. And we just
No,
watch
she's just taking an inconvenient destination.
smelling for it. She's following the wind.
Okay, so in order to kind of clear this path with the trail that Teek has marked out, it's going to take you pretty much like most of the day and into the night. Since you have 4 people, but 3 at a time, someone can work in shifts, so you can choose one person who will not be fatigued, but everyone else will be fatigued the next day. So, whichever one of you gets to work in
I think
a
I would
shift.
like it if Teak wasn't fatigued because she's our fastest character.
How long would it take if we just like burned down the entire forest?
Oh my god. It's raining.
it
I
would
feel
be-
like that one.
It would be faster.
You're
Just because it
also-
rains, it doesn't mean it stops forest fires.
You're literally a part plant. You're killing your own people right now.
Philia went over this in her first arc. She learned these trees aren't sentient. You're late to the game. She talked to a wagon. She talked to like houses. She had this whole like coming to this realization. She can burn trees now.
Yeah, now she's at the point where she's like, I can overturn this for profit and burn down everything. Oh, I mean, if you guys want to burn down everything and just make Eric generate a shit ton of bombs, do it that way.
Can we just like lead a path of oil from like the starting point to the end point and just like
Yeah, let's open up a farm and produce oil first.
Yeah, where are you gonna get this oil from?
I'm gonna grow some
okay,
other
your
trees.
gunpowder, okay? You have to buy a lot of gunpowder for your 10 feet long range gun. Just let it on. And light it up.
Can I assess the path and see like roughly how long it's gonna take to actually do this? Or is that not something I can?
Oh, it's gonna take us about a day and into the night, so 3 out of 4 of us that aren't like Gustav would end up being fatigued if we work it in shifts. The next
Yeah.
day. Yeah.
Right. I don't think this is gonna be the right way to go about this. Seems like quite a lot of work for something that we just need to go in and check out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, why don't we just wait for Gustav to wake up? In the meantime, we'll just get some shrubbery from around the area.
pile it on top of the cart, do as best we can to like make it look like a tree or whatever. Philia, you could probably help out with that. And we'll just leave it at that.
Teak feels mildly offended because she feels like a tree's better than Philia does. but Teak will be like, Teak think that might be a good idea, then we not have to worry about moving cart. Teak looks over at Eric and Philia.
Philia will decorate the cart.
Eric's just gonna stare at the path.
Bomb in hand, a glint in his eyes.
What are you guys gonna do? You're just gonna try and camouflage the cart and wait?
Yep, for Gustav to wake up, I guess.
Okay. So you guys start gathering some shrubbery and such from the forest in preparation to disguise the cart. Wait for Gustav to wake up, and I guess that's where we'll end for today. You guys' preparation to go explore this rundown keep. Sweet.
Nice.
Good work, team.
Pretty exciting ending.
Everything's fine.
We